Hello and welcome to Indian Gamer YouTube channel. So today in this video I'll be showing you the best stealthy games for your low-end PC. In order to run these games your PC must have at least 2 GB of RAM and dual core. So now let's get started, but after the intro. So on number 5 spot we have Assassin's Creed 2. In this game players directly control the on-screen character through a third-person perspective and can control the camera, allowing for a 360 degrees view of their surroundings. The game takes place in an open-world environment with non-linear gameplay, allowing the player to roam freely within several regions of late 15th century Italy such as Venice, Rome etc. The player can hire different groups of NPCs, such as mercenaries, courtesans, or thieves. These groups can be used to fight, distract, or lure guards, respectively. A day and night cycle has been added to the game, giving the game more of a sense of time, in addition to setting missions and events at certain times of the day. A mission may have the objective to escort someone but may change to chase and assassination. An investigation is less explicit, and instead, missions may follow people and/or a narrative. There are roughly 200 missions in the game, about half are part of the main storyline, while the rest are side quests which need not be completed in order to finish the game's main storyline. This game is developed by the developers of Prince of Persia. So definitely worth a try. On number 4 spot we have Far Cry 2. The game takes place in a modern-day Central African nation during civil war. The player takes control of a mercenary on a lengthy journey to locate and assassinate the Jackal, a notorious arms dealer. Players are able to ally with one or multiple factions, and to progress through the game world and missions as they see fit, resulting in a non-linear style of gameplay commonly referred to as sandbox mode that allows the story to progress at their speed and in the order they choose. Players can use a range of vehicles, including cars, trucks, boats and hang gliders, to travel within the 50 km square, 19 square miles, gameplay area. The playing styles range from head-on assaults to stealthy infiltrations and assassinations. The game takes place in a sprawling African landscape, with terrain ranging from desert to savanna to jungle. Various factions and vehicles are featured. Enemies include human mercenaries. The health bar represents the health of the protagonist that is divided into 5 segments, each of which automatically refills if it is not fully depleted and the player avoids taking damage for a few seconds. Players carry a limited supply of sirets which can be used at any time to fully replenish the health bar. The player has access to a large arsenal of real-world weapons, including machine pistols, battle rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, handguns, light machine guns, mortars, and IEDs. The game breaks these weapons down into 3 inventory slots, each with a specific list of weapons assigned to it. The game has realistic features such as weapon degradation and the dynamic weather system. The player needs to hold a physical map and use the handheld navigation system. On number 3 spot we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell: Conviction is an action-adventure stealth video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal. Splinter Cell: Conviction introduces a number of new gameplay features to the Splinter Cell series, one of which is the Mark and Execute feature, which allows the player to mark specific targets, such as enemies or objects, and shoot them in rapid succession without manually targeting each one. The player can choose to prioritize these targets, so that, for example, he can distract one guard by shooting out a light in his vicinity and then take out another guard. Another new feature is the last known position, which occurs when the player breaks the line of sight of an alerted guard. This creates a visual silhouette where the guard thinks Sam is, allowing the player to flank his enemies. Other new features include the ability to interrogate characters in real time, and use objects in the surrounding environment against them. Mission objectives and key plot points are projected onto walls within the in-game world, in order to keep the player immersed in the gameplay. So definitely worth a try. On number 2 spot we have Dishonored. The game is played from a first-person perspective and allows the player to undertake a series of missions in a variety of ways, with an emphasis on player choice. Missions can be completed through stealth, combat, or a combination of both. Exploring each level opens new paths and alternatives for accomplishing mission goals, and it is possible to complete all missions, eliminating all of Corvo's targets, in a non-lethal manner. The story and missions are changed in response to the player's violent actions or lack thereof. Magical abilities and equipment are designed to be combined to create new and varied effects. Century. Dishonored received positive reviews, focusing on the mission's individual narratives and the freedom available in completing them. Criticism fell on the overarching narrative, which was considered predictable, and problems in controlling the player's character. The game won several awards, including the 2012 Spike Video Game Award for Best Action Adventure Game and the 2013 BAFTA Award for Best Game, and was repeatedly recognized as the Best Action Adventure Game of 2012 and one of that year's best games. So definitely worth a try. So on number 1 spot we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. In Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist, players assume control of series protagonist Sam Fisher as he seeks to stop a terrorist group called the Engineers. The gameplay emphasizes stealth, and utilizes the third-person perspective. During the game, players can rotate its camera, run, crouch and leap over obstacles. Since Blacklist intended to continue the aggressive stealth of Conviction while retaining the traditional stealth features of the older games, it combines action and stealth, and allows players to use different approaches and methods to complete objectives and defeat enemies. Players can complete levels without being noticed by any enemy by methods such as taking cover or scaling ledges. If the player chooses to kill enemies, other enemies are alerted when they see their companions' dead bodies. To avoid this, players can hide corpses. Fisher can also create a strategically advantageous dark environment by destroying nearby lights, and is equipped with customizable night vision and sonar goggles to detect enemies in darkness and see through walls. He also has the Tri-Rotor, a compact surveillance drone which can spy on enemies, create distractions, give electric shocks, and self-destruct to kill enemies. Players can play a more aggressive run-and-gun game by using gadgets and weapons to eliminate enemies. They can interact with environmental objects, such as ledges and zip lines, to navigate levels. So definitely worth a try. Hope you liked today's video. If then, be sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to Indian Gamer YouTube channel for more worth clicking videos. Keep calm and just play games.